Khalect has collected everything from 1,000 Needles, the last stop before his big adventure. He was preparing himself to take on the remaining trials of Kalimdor. The zones of this continent were not built the same as the Eastern Kingdoms, and Khalect decided the best way to handle it was to do it all at once. For he is on his Big Kalimdor Quest. Khalect is in Kalimdor, ready to collect it all. Every quest, dungeon, and rare. One zone at a time. Khalect shows up in a faraway land, but he has one question on his mind. I was just in 1,000 Needles, I went into the water, and now I show up out of a cave in Teldrassil? How did I get here? However, there was a note inside Khalect's backpack that explained everything. Oh, I found a note that explains everything.
As you know, the Void can see all possibilities. Hitting level 35 was the first part. This is the next. The best way for you to finish off Kalimdor is to work your way from the top to the bottom. Think of the remaining of the continent as one big zone. I sent you to Teldrassil to start this part of your journey. I know it seems random and out of place, but trust me, you must do it this way, or really bad things will happen. Hugs and kisses, Father Balls.
Huh, that explained everything. So what exactly is happening? Well, back in the Desolace video, I talked about the issues that I'm having with Kalimdor and how I plan to solve it. The long and short of it is, I'm going to take these remaining zones here and put them into one big video. These zones I feel don't really have enough in them themselves to make their own video, or even just like 4 or 5 of them to make their own video. There's just not much to do in them. So here we are. One video for the rest of Kalimdor. If you want a better explanation of what's going on, please check out the Desolace video. I'll go into way more detail about what's going on with that. So here we are. Let's get it started with the first zone, Teldrassil. We're pretty much going to be just questing a lot with a handful of rares and a handful of other things to do. Now, the majority of Kalimdor is questing, so each zone I'll give a brief rundown of what I did for the quests, and then I'll talk about the rares, zone drops, etc. I started off in Shadowglen, the spot where the Night Elves spawn in for new players. Here I did the basic stuff. I killed some Grell, I picked some flowers, I got rid of a spider infestation, the typical Night Elf stuff. I was basically a Night Elf at this point. I then left Shadowglen to do the rest of the quest inside of Teldrassil. Once I was in the rest of the zone, it was pretty much just Furbolg slaying, helping a sentinel find their lost cat, and general population control of pretty much everything. I even became one with a loon to take down an angry tree. With all the quests out of the way, let's get into what we came here for. Rare mobs and zone drops. There are 3 rare mobs in this zone. First off is Fury Shelda, a harpy located in the northwestern part of this tree, right by the Oracle Glade. They drop the Bloody Chain Boots. Why a harpy has boots, I will never know, but I still want them. Next up is the Grell Thregel. He's hiding inside of a cave just north of Dolinar. He drops the Keen Machete that I would like to have in my possession. Then over at Starbreeze Village is Urusan. A Furbolg, just like all the rest, is causing a commotion. Simply enough, I need the Gnarlpine leggings. And this brings up, just like the Harpy, Furbolgs don't wear pants. So why does he have this? There is one singular zone drop out there, the Driftwood Branch, dropping off the Elder Timberlings just to the east of Oracle Glade in the water. With that, let's get them. Hey, I got it. Keen Machete after 3 kills. Oh, don't tell me you were here looking for the rare. I sure hope not. Well, we got our Keen Machete. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. That's one rare Dunzo inside of here. And we got our blue pouch to get our rainbow pouch collection. Yes, very nice. Now I'm fighting the rare again. Those are your 2 levels. You'll get more levels. We still got plenty of stream yet. Got the boots. Bloody chain boots completed. Here's what they look like. There they are. Bloody chain boots. They are male. And more importantly, they're mine. Right, where is the rare? Is he here? You better be. The rare has been found. Rusan. Okay. 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 I said, hey, once I get the zone drop, I'll leave the zone and we'll come back for the rares because I have so many more zones to do. I can't just sit here forever because this is a Big Kalimdor video. So why don't I get all the rare drops done before I get the zone drop done, you know? Why don't I just do that? Right there is the Gnarl Pine leggings. There they are. Luckily for me, the rare drops kind of came in pretty quick. And let's be real, I got so much to show, we kind of need to bang this stuff out. So here's me getting the zone drop after a few more hours of just farming in Teldrassil. Like I said, I want to go grab a little snack roll or something because my tum-tum's a little like, I'm just like, that's not good. Okay, one more. I can do this before the ad break. Come on. Come on. I got it. We're done. 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 161 kills. We're done. Who needs to go to Stormwood? I don't, because we're done. Right before the ad break. Teldrassil is donezo. 3.5 hours to get all of Teldrassil done. That's done with Teldrassil. Let's get going to the next zone. Teldrassil was a quick one, only taking around 3 hours to finish up. So we can mark that one as completed. And with that, Khalect now works his way to the next zone, Darkshore. I'm just going to start picking up every quest here because there's so many I have to do, so I'm literally just going to grab everything and go. Now here in Darkshore, oh man, let me tell you, Darkshore's a treat. It's pretty much questing, only questing except for one mob, which we'll talk about later, with a grand total of 100 items that I need to get from said questing. So again, let me give you a summary. I start off by rescuing some night elves. That was very hard work, so I took a nice fishing break to get some Darkshore groupers. The local fauna were starting to get pretty aggressive, so I had to figure out why that was. It was demons. It's always demons. You can't have night elves without nagas, so I did what I needed to do, and I just beat them up. I needed some animal parts, mainly some fur clumps and stuff of that nature, but doing so made the bears love me. I don't know why they love me, now they just do. After being loved, I met Gary, and he had a very special job for me. I need to control a robot and blow up some murlocs. I was very good at it. All right, Gary, we did it. Goodbye, Gary. Now we had some elves, and we had some naga, so why don't we add some trolls? Well, troll removal, probably. I became an ancient and I stomped out all their homes. They're homeless now, because, you know, that's just kind of what ancients do. I then took a guided tour of what was left of Aberdeen after, you know, the cataclysm that was around 15 years ago in game. I'm still not over how the old world has not progressed at all since then. But did you know that Malfurion is in Darkshore? Well, he is. And I got to fly on a dragon, around a tornado, shooting down other dragons. It was very cool. Malfurion then met up with Queen Azshara. She had some work done later on, but he told her that she sucks. But all of this was actually a diversion to attack Hyjal. So, to save Darkshore, I went and beat up some thing that served the old gods and became the savior of this darkened land. And that is how questing went. Another 2.5 hours on the clock. The only thing that I am missing from Darkshore is from this very angry Naga right here, Lady Vespera. She has a few spawn points around the water just south of the whirlpool. From her, I need the Spike Lash Dagger. You. Me. Fight. Okay. That was an example of what happens a lot with rare mobs. You just don't get the item. This leaves an issue for me though. How am I supposed to continue when I'm stuck farming a rare with an hour respawn? Luckily, it was already shared how I can go about this.
Think of the remaining of the continent as one big zone.
Father Balls told me to think of the rest as just one big zone. So even though I'm waiting for this rare with nothing else to do other than sit and wait, I can head to another zone and I wait for the rare there while I get some other stuff done. and I have a feeling that some later rares won't be as simple as an hour respawn. Luckily for me, there are plenty of zones for me to head to. So for now, Darkshore is mostly completed. With just a rare remaining, I then head to Felwood.
I have a pet battle person to fight. I have a single quest to do on Alliance. And I have like 4 quests to do on Horde. And then Felwood's done. Felwood is donezo.
Alright, Felwood, there really isn't anything in this zone. It took me 30 minutes to get done, and most of that was getting Horde Khalect to the zone. There is not really anything to talk about. So it was a pet battle, here's that, and like 4 quests. So instead of Felwood, let's have a section of Q&A with Khalect. All of these questions are from you, the viewer, either from my YouTube comments or over on my streams. So these are questions that you guys are asking me. The first one is, how are you on both factions? This one I get asked a lot, and no, I am not faction changing over and over, even though some of you think I am. Simply enough, I have 2 Khalects, one on Horde, one on Alliance. They're on 2 different servers. In the lore of Zone Lock, it's still just Khalect, he's one guy, but the game doesn't allow me to do Horde side quests as Alliance and vice versa. So I did have to make 2 of them, so that way I got both factions worth of stuff. So there are 2 Khalects, one Horde, who has blue eyes, one Alliance, who has red eyes. I thought it'd be funny to have the eyes mixed up. But that's how I'm doing both sides. The next question I get asked a lot, what about world drops? It's kind of hard to farm out world drops, as much as I do want them all, and I'm very happy whenever I get like any world drop. I'm very happy about it. You just really can't farm them out to a degree like you can a zone drop or a boss drop or anything of that nature. They're just kind of random. So although I am not getting them 100% for the challenge, I am trying to still go for them as much as I can by farming dungeons and rares. There is a chance that when I move on, I might buy all the remaining world drops from an expansion, but I'm still playing with that idea. I'm not sure if I really want to go about that just yet. However, if they drop, they drop. I'm just not actively farming for them. Our final and most frequently asked question, will you ever go for things other than transmog? The whole point of Zone Lock was to get all the stuff on my account that I didn't have prior. It's just that right now it's mostly transmog. If you put every mount, pet, toy, achievement, whatever it is to collect together, it would only be, I think, around half of how much transmog there is in the game, because there's that much of it. And a lot of the earlier mounts and pets and stuff I do already have. So when we get to later expansions, you'll eventually see me try to farm out mounts, try to farm out pets and more achievements. It's just that I've been playing this game since 2007. A lot of the earlier expansions I already have stuff in, except for the transmog that they all brought back in 10.1.7. I know it might be a little boring that it's just transmog and nothing too flashy like a mount, but I assure you, in later iterations of Zone Lock, i.e. the next expansion, I do have a plan for what's going on that might have me farm out some mounts or pets or anything of that nature. I hope you guys might be interested in that. But to answer your question, yes, I will farm out stuff more than transmog. You just gotta give me some time. And that has been Q&A with Khalect. After Felwood, I went into Winterspring, a pretty peaceful zone, and it's just like Felwood. There's nothing to do in it. I did like 2 quests. Here's another pet battle. 1 second here, guys. I know some of you are going to ask this, so I'm just going to get it out of the way really quick. The Family Pet Battler Achievement, this one right here in ATT, they were added when the Midnight Pre-Patch came out. I didn't get to them because I was starting to work on the other zones, and I figured we'll do them later. So don't worry about them right now. We will touch them. Anyway, sorry for the pause. Back to the video. But more importantly, this is one of the few zones that has a zone drop that I need to farm out. The Albi's Leggings.
All right, we're going to sit here and farm, see if we can get the pants. Or let's see what drops first, the pants or a whelpling. It's probably going to be the pants, but you never know. 1 arcane crystal would be money. What's your favorite zone to grind so far? My favorite zone, every time it gets asked, my favorite zone that I've done, there's pants. All right, we're done with Winterspring. We're done. There they are. A nice pair of leather pants. Just done. Well, Turtle, you thought we were in Winterspring. We're actually done Winterspring. We're getting out of here now. That was literally all of it. So with Teldrassil, Felwood, and Winterspring, and we'll say 99% of Darkshore,
I would say getting 4 zones done in 7 hours isn't that bad. I have the majority of Northern Kalimdor done. Well, there is Moonglade, but the only thing I need in there is the Formal Dengui, an item that can only be sold by Genie as Sunshadow. It's a pretty rare drop and goes on the age for a couple 100,000 gold, and that's on the cheap end of it. So if there was a mega rare in Kalimdor, I would say it's this, not counting Sprite Darter. So to continue the journey, Azshara is up next.
We are now arriving in Azshara. These guys are going to be angry with me, so I'm just going to avoid them. No, they're all going to be angry with me. I'm just going to still avoid them. Who knew the Alliance was just defending here in Azshara? I didn't.
This zone is another quest-filled one with 1 rare, so I think you guys understand the general premise of how this video is going to work, so on to the questing. I start off being the bad bitch the Horde wants me to be and take down all those Night Elves. But that was only the start. You see, there was this quarry nearby that the Elves tried to take over, and honestly we couldn't have that. So I freed the Goblins and took care of those nasty Elves. The Goblins were extremely appreciative of all the work that I did, so they let me de-stress by getting on a mortar and blowing up some Naga. I did get to meet a Goblin Tech Priest. He dropped in to look at this tank and said there was a ghost in the machine. It was very, very scary. So I took care of some normal ghosts, hoping to scare out the machine one. Well, I must have scared it off elsewhere because there was a reactor core going very not good and about to go boom, so I had to keep watering it to make sure it was cool. Taking a break from the Goblins, I did meet up with a magical wizard who taught me some of the secrets of the arcane. He was like the Mr. Miyagi of magic. It was a lot less waxing cars though and more putting me in danger, but you know what? I got there. Eventually I did end this zone's questing the same way it started, slaying Alliance, but it was gnomes this time. General Fangfarer here is the only rare mob that I need to farm in the zone. He patrols the Ravencrest Monument. I'm not exactly sure on his respawn time as there's no data on Wowhead that gives it, other than some from back in the Burning Crusade that's saying it's like a 10-hour respawn, and that's not accurate anymore. Anyway, the drop from him is the one-handed sword named Junho's Mercy, a sword that blasts some arcane damage, which sounds pretty cool. But it wasn't this rare that I got a drop from.
Immediately? What are the odds? What are the odds, right? Jagger. We're done with Darkshore. That's really funny. Okay, well, there's the dagger. That was kill 11. That is very funny. I got disconnected from the game, had to update the game. OBS didn't want to pick up the WoW on screen, so I logged in just before OBS got it. I'm getting attacked by the rare, kill it, get the dagger. So, now Darkshore is fully done.
Hello, gamers. I wanted to just take a quick second and say that I'm sorry for the very long upload and how long it took me to do this. I am, still getting over that sick. That cough you just heard in the video, I still... that was not even intentional. I still have it. It didn't go away. I lost my voice twice with this. It just never went away. That, and plus Midnight coming out, and a bunch of other stuff. Prep for what's going on streams right now. I was a little behind on the video coming out. So this one has taken a month. I apologize for how long it's taking. I didn't want it to be this long. I'm sorry. But I assure you everything will be back in normal order once this video is done. So thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate it. If you're kind of new here and you want to just, hit that subscribe button, that'd be kind of swell. But I'm going to get out of here as I'm just sick. I want to get back to editing. So, bye. Orgrimmar, the capital city of the Horde. Located in the zone south of Azshara, we have Durotar. Now, there is a dungeon inside of this city, Ragefire Chasm, but this is the only dungeon in the game that I had fully completed before I started doing zone lock, so we don't need to do it. What do I need to do here then? Questing. I'm sure you all knew that was going to happen. Most of the quests here take place on the troll starting area. They are basic, they're simple, you know how they are. But there's one quest that we need to take a look at. There is this quest line at the end of the troll area where you repel some Naga and pretty much let them know that they should never come back. During these events, you have a troll named Zuni who's tagging along and helping out. It all culminates with us facing off against a big bad who's in charge. During the fight, the Naga reignites some braziers and gives her more power. Zuni went to stop them and paid the ultimate price. The rest of Durotar was pretty uneventful, other than me struggling to see a house.
Why don't we just look over here a little bit? At the flooded house. Okay, how did I... What do you mean I didn't find the flooded hut? I'm looking at it right there. I could see it. What do you mean we didn't find the flooded hut? All right, I think I did it now. Brother, I could see it from here. I don't even need a spyglass. What do you mean?
But that's pretty much it for Durotar. Not really much else to talk about. So, on the Stonetalon Mountains, one of the heavy hitter zones, I would like to say. This one took a lot of time for me to get done for some reason, and you'll see why here shortly. Stonetalon had a good bit of quests to do for both factions, so as Alliance, I beat up the Horde a lot. Then I killed some spiders. Then it was back to beating up the Horde. Pretty much the entire zone is just faction conflict. They even attacked a tree. I was trying to save some young druids, but I couldn't save everyone.
The last-ditch effort. Oh. It's all gone. Absolutely just fucking destroyed.
The Horde side quests were pretty much the same, just on the other side. But before we go over all that, there's a rare I need to go back to kill.
Damn.
Yeah, it's relatively frequent.
Every 15 minutes?
I got it. Junho's Mercy. I got the sword from Azshara.
Amount.
No one cares about your mouth that you just got. Acknowledge the sword I got from Classic WoW.
You got a classic WoW sword?
I'm on Khalect and I got the sword from Azshara.
Oh. Is this mount guaranteed or did I just get giga lucky?
Okay.
Did you get a mount hide?
The Alliance and Horde questing was pretty much the same, just on the other side. They're next to identical. It's just that the Horde side had one extra special ending after the whole thing went down.
Hello, Kromgar. Learn what it means to be Horde. Okay, okay.
Watch now,
This is voice acted?
This battle comes to its glorious conclusion.
You are about to cross a terrible threshold, Kromgar. May the Earth Mother have mercy on your soul.
Cliffwalker, and see the might of the Horde.
Blew that shit up again.
What have you done, Kromgar?
It's Gary. I'm in the wrong spot.
Morty,
Oh.
I was carrying out your command.
Was my command to murder innocent Kromgar?
Morty, sir, I.
Dismissed. And you.
Yeah, what about me?
Wait, Warchief. Please.
Yeah, those eyes. Those very unnatural looking eyes. Okay. Done and done.
The last thing from Stonetalon that I need is the Wyvern tail spike off of this guy, the Pride Wing Patriarch, a mob found in the mountains south of the Sludge Works. This guy is very special, for many reasons actually. First off, the way to get him to spawn is to kill any of the Pride Wing Wyverns in the area. Each kill has a chance to make him spawn. Secondly, he scales to whatever level you are. So if you're level 30, he's 30. If you're 90, he's 90. And because of that scaling, when you skin him, you get the current expansion's level of skinning. Khalect is halfway through both the War Within and Midnight skinning because of this guy. I was farming him around the time the expansion came out, so that's why I have both. I would say he's one of the most unique rares Classic has to offer, but like the rest, we'll be coming back for him. The reason why I'm leaving him here is because of Mulgore. The Patriarch is pretty much an infinite farm, so I figured I could go to the Cal Zone and work on all the rares there, and in between their spawns, I would farm out the Patriarch. So that's kind of the idea. I hope that makes sense. So, let's look at what I need in Mulgore.
All right. There is not much for me to do here. I have a zone drop that is over here. We have a single quest from Supervisor Fizzpocket. We need to do we need to do that quest, and that's it. And there are some rares. And well, that's kind of it. Well, the thing is, it's really hard to change my weapon. You're not even considered a rare. Oh, got it right away. Wait, hold on. This is a quest item, and it's also an actual back piece? It's a quest item and a back piece. And it's blue. So I got a quest for that back piece. That's an interesting thing that I might actually keep in my bank. All right, so that's already done. Easy beezy. Going in for the kill. Kill gotten. Small blue pouch. The first rare is this pink chicken whose name I will 100% not pronounce correctly, so I'm not going to even try. They patrol around the plains east of Thunderhorn Waterwell. Their special drop is the sleek feathered tunic, a leather chest piece. The second rare I need to really worry about here in Mulgore is called the Rake. It's a lion who prowls around the plains south of Camp Sungraze. They also drop a leather chest piece, the lion fur armor. The final rare here in Mulgore is Sister Hatelash, a harpy that likes to hang out by the trees that are located at the top corners of the map. They can drop a warm cloak. Again, not sure why rares are dropping things they can't wear. Like the lion makes sense. He ate something and he ate a traveler and that's their armor and you're digging it out of his corpse. She's barely wearing anything and it's a warm, whatever. I need the cloak.
We will not be stopped!
The last thing to get is the Dull Blade Zone Drop. It drops from the Quillbore at the Taran spawn area. Let's farm it out.
Trying to kill these gun thieves. Trying to get a dull blade. You have to remake Khalect knowing what about the level 35 requirements to choose a different class. We did talk about this, and it's very likely if I knew I had to go to 35, I probably would have picked up like Outlaw. Outlaw Rogue. There's a lot of utility in Outlaw Rogue that would have been really nice for Zone Locked. Like grapple, stealth, pickpocketing, lockpicking, finding treasures. Go blade! Yeah, I was just trying to think of like, is it dull because these gun thieves don't need it anymore? Or was the blade dull in the first place? And that's why they're gun thieves. They had to steal a gun because their blade was dull. One way or the other, it doesn't matter because I have it now. I don't have a camera, but I did a little dance there. Okay. How am I looting them? I'm not, because they don't have any loot. I'm coming, Huntan. I'm coming. Oh my god, I got it. Huntan, I'm cheering. I got it. It came out purple. We did it. There it is. The Wyvern Tail Spike. After hold on. 107 kills. It finally dropped. Holy shit, it finally dropped. This thing took forever. Huntan, thank you so much for just coming out here and killing things and just making it spawn a little bit faster. I still don't know who you are, but to me, you're a champion in my heart. All right. That's done. Oh, finally. I didn't put the timer on. Hello, Rake. You want to drop your lion for armor? Yes, you do. Excellent. Thank you for dropping your lion for armor, Mr. Rake. There it is. That is definitely fur, armor made from lion and it's fur. So, that's that. Cool, great, fantastic.
There are still 2 rare mobs to get stuff from in Mulgore, but since I finished up Stonetalon, I felt I could head over to Dustwallow Marsh and continue with what I was doing. I don't like having more than 2 zones being worked on, so I felt now was okay. Dustwallow here is all questing, most of them being classic quests, so I'm running back and forth for no reason because they loved that back then. Here's what I did. I started with the quest on the Alliance side as there was more for me to do there. I started off in Theramore and I was doing odd jobs until I was sent off to pretty much find every NPC in the zone. One of those was the one and only Nat Pagel.
Uh-huh.
He had me be bait for a shark attack. Good thing I made of stone and sharks can't eat stone. That's at least what I keep telling myself. Doing so gave me the confidence to fight off a monster that was attacking Theramore Harbor.
Alright, take down Death Eater. Okay. Holy shit, guys! There's a big thing all the way in! Look at it! She burst. Oh, it's got a lot of health. Not enough that my crackling jade lightning can't deal with. Never mind. Never mind, fine. I thought I could just like one-shot it because it's level 30. Never mind. Nope. Why is that a thing? Yeah, dude, we need to get the Dragonator out here, you know? Why are you like this? It's almost dead. We can capture Zora Magdaros. We did it. We had fireworks ready. That's another quest completed for the might of the Alliance.
After the heroic battle at the harbor, it was time to move on. I went and captured some raptors and set free some captives of some angry Tauren. Then I went back to Theramore, report my findings, and then went back to the Tauren camp, this time to get their battle plans and their weapons. I gave those to the guards nearby, and then went back again, this time to burn down their huts. I guess so they had to leave and they just couldn't stay there. But that was pretty much all I did on the Alliance side of things. It's time for a brief intermission as we kill a rare in Mulgore.
Mr. Hate Lash has been spotted. Going in for the kill. Got the cloak. Worm cloak done. There it is. That rare is concluded, and now we just need the Angry Bird.
Now back to Dustwallow Marsh questing. Horde side questing was much easier. I beat up a lot of Dragonkin, and I mean a lot. I fended off some Alliance with an Ogre, I broke some Dragon Eggs, and then I beat up an Ogre. Like I said, Alliance had a lot more stuff for me to do. There was nothing really to do on Horde side, but I still had to get it done. So, Dustwallow, finished. From here on out, we're on the home stretch. Other than a single rare in Mulgore, everything else is down at the bottom of Kalimdor. So we're going to start off with my last really big zone because it has a fair bit of drops for me to get, Tanaris. The majority of things I need are from the dungeons off Farak. There are a few boss drops that I'm going to need to obtain. The first 2 drops come from, well, these 2 bozos here, Necrom and Sezes. These guys are pretty much in charge of all the sacrifices for Gazrilla. For me, though, they're going to be the sacrifice for my bad Mojo Mask and Jinx Hoodoo skin.
Alright, so Necrom and Sezes, I need the bad Mojo Mask and the Jinxed Hooded skin. Mask and pants. We got the helmet. Got the helmet. That was kind of needed. That's cool.
The other boss that I need drops from is Chief Sandscalp here. Please don't mind him, he's camera shy. He is hell-bent on bringing back his tribe's former glory though before they had to deal with, and I quote, goblins, gnomes, ogres, and pirates. Well, he can add me to that list because I'm going to be farming him for the Chief's Enforcer and the Faraki ceremonial robes.
Drop the things I need. You can do it. I got both items I needed. Oh, baby. I got the chest piece and the staff. Not too shabby. That boss is done. Now we just need the Hoodoo skin and the rare.
The final mob of this dungeon is Sandar Dune Reaver. He is a rare mob who has a chance of spawning inside of the dungeon. He has a grand total of 8 items that I need to get. His loot is special though, because all of those drops are technically zone drops, but it's much easier to farm him than it would be to farm the whole dungeon to try to get those drops because they're pretty low. What are those 8 drops? Well, the Black Metal Cape, Bloodletter Scalpel, Eye Gouger, Flaming Incinerator, Gut Wrencher, Spell Shock Leggings, Troll Protector, and the Witch Doctor's Cane. Oh, we're good. Spell Shock Leggings. We got our first item. Spell Shock Leggings. Wow, they are very bright. Those are some bright pants. Oh my god, they are bright. Oh, we got it. That's good, but god damn, those are bright. The Clout Maces are coming back. Oh no. I didn't even realize that. The Clout Maces have returned. Alright, boss spawn now. Chest piece! I'm done with the bosses! The bosses are done! There it is. Bosses have been concluded and no longer require my attention. Let's go! Bosses are done. I did say the majority of things come from the dungeon, but not everything is from there. There is another 00X chicken that I need to protect. He's out of here. Goodbye, chicken. Alright, we'll turn that one in when we got time to do that. Then there are 2 drops that I'm looking for. One comes from a rare called Ungoro the Lost. He has around a 3 to 4 hour respawn range and can drop the Changuk Smasher. He patrols the Ogre area of Dune Mall compound. The second item comes from these pirates here. They can drop one of 2 things, either the pirate's footlocker or the captain's key. Both these items can lead to the drop that I want, the South Sea Lamp. Either the footlocker itself has it, or the key can open up a chest that has it. This can be farmed from the pirates on the east coast, just behind Caverns of Time. But that's everything I need from Tanaris. Let's get farming. I still have 7 more drops I need from you. You all want to go? Fine, we'll all go. Hold on. What just happened? Did I get a world drop? Hold on. So I got the Bloodletter Scalpel. That was from Sandar. I also got a world drop blue from that pack. The Minotaur. And we got another one of the Shriveled Hearts. A lot of stuff happening right there. If you remember from 1,000 Needles, this is basically the Basilisk Blade, but orange. We'll learn that. And we got that axe that I'm definitely going to be able to sell. Quick editor's note. That axe that I got, the Minotaur, is actually a zone drop from inside the dungeon, and I didn't realize that at the start. So I got 2 zone drops, one from the rare, and then one, I guess, from the mobs there. It was very lucky. I just didn't realize that it was a zone drop because it was the one drop from him I already had. Or I'll just get the same pair of pants again. Why not, right? Third time's a charm. Why not get the same pair of pants 3 times? The man has 6 more items that I could get. Let's get the same pair of pants 3 times. And a ring. And a belt that I was like, dude. Sandar, I don't know how. I have conflicted feelings about you. You son of a bitch. I told you we make up for it by getting the sword. No one ever listens to me. And then I equip this sword. And equip that sword. And then I'm going to combine them. Okay? We're going to combine these swords in 30 seconds when the thing is done. And I don't think we can get a feat of strength again. Call of Sulthray. Call, C-A-L-L. Not calling. Calling of Sulthrays. Yeah, no achievement. Interesting. I mean, I know I already have the achievement for Sulthrays. But it's nice to kind of get it. You gotta have another one. I do have it. There it is. So if you guys didn't know, that's kind of not really like a secret weapon, but kind of like a hidden weapon where you could combine these 2 swords in Zul'Farrak and you can get this sword. Which is an epic sword. There it is for you. Alright, Sandar. Mr. Dune Reaver.
Please, 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 please. Drop one of the 6 items I need. Witch Doctor's cane is one that I needed. It's a cane from a Witch Doctor. Yeah. There it is. There it is. Witch Doctor's cane. We're down to 5 items in Zul'Farrak. And I got an eye gouger. Wasn't even paying attention. I'm in combat, so I can't show you what it looks like. Give me a second. I'm going to give you the bits. Yeah, eye gouger. Done. Sandar is down. Let me go and learn that. Down to 4 more items in ZF, and we're done. Now, did you think I was going to go through all of Kalimdor without getting a single world drop epic? What do we get? Axe of Deep Woods! Do I have this one? Do I need this one? Oh, I think I already have this one. I think it's a duplicate. No. Yes, it's a duplicate purple. Damn. That's cool that we got one. I'll try to sell it. But we did get a purple. Axe of Deep Woods. It's a duplicate. Here's what it looks like. There it is. Like 2,300 gold. It is what it is. Not even like layouts or stuff. I just don't know what I want like the theme of my house to be. And the medium alliance houses are weirdly shaped. I'm not sure how I want to do it. Could you come over here, please? Please be something I need. Yes. Black metal cape. Black metal cape. We got it. I'm currently in combat with this totem. I can't show you what it looks like. Here it is. Okay, that's actually not a bad looking cape. That's actually not a bad looking cape at all. I guess I forgot to record my audio during this one, but I got the lamp. Let me tell you something. Farming these pirates, I've done tons of farming in this series so far on anything, dungeons, rares, whatever. The pirates might have been one of the most boring farms I have ever done. I don't know why. It was just incredibly tedious and boring and just not fun, not enjoyable in any way. And I don't know if you've noticed this. If you look at that timer, Tanaris has been the longest zone so far out of everything in Kalimdor. I've built so much time in here, and we're not even done yet. So, yeah, I kind of forgot to put the audio in, but there's that, I guess. Yes! I'm coughing because I'm still sick. Finally, something. The Flaming Incinerator. It's a wand. Not a great looking wand, but it is a wand. And most importantly, it is now in my possession. We're down to 2 more from ZF, and then we're done with the dungeon. You remember that pink chicken from Mulgore? It's finally time. I got it. Finally. After all this time, the sleek feathered tunic from Mozzarella Ranch, the pink chicken of Mulgore, is mine. It was about 46 kills. Now you can see all the bags I was getting from there. The even distribution of them, or whatever distribution. It's late. I'm tired. There it is. 1 vest. Mulgore is completed. We're almost done with Zul'Farrak. Let's get back to there. I'll show you guys here in a second. We'll probably actually do it today. We can get use of the new commands that I made. If there's someone I want to read. Okay. Watch this connector. Here we go. Here we go. Troll Protector. It's Gut Wrencher. You were right. Crystal Beast, you're right. It was Gut Wrencher instead. You were so correct. There's Gut Wrenchers. This tiny little rinky-dinky blade. That is Gut Wrencher. You were correct. You called it, Crystal. I said it was going to be the Troll Protector. You said it was going to be Gut Wrencher. It was Gut Wrencher. We did it. All right. Now, just Troll Protector's up.
I know I already said this, but I really wanted to paint a picture here. When I entered Tanaris, I was at the 27-hour mark, and over 20 hours later, I am coming up on my last item. There were other zones, obviously, that I spent more than 20 hours in, but with the Big Kalimdor Quest, 20 hours is the majority of the time. Just when you guys realize, like, kind of how long it took me to be in Tanaris out of the whole thing. Anyway, here's the clip.
Sandar. Drop it. That right there is the Troll Protector. The last item from Zul'Farrak. ZF is done. Means all that's left is the rare, which I'm going to go park Horde Khalect over at. But because it is just the rare remaining that has a 3 to 4 hour respawn, we're going into Ungoro. Okay? Okay.
Ungoro is the only thing needed from Tanaris yet, so I'll be on the lookout for him. Right now, I head into the deep jungle of Ungoro Crater.
We have arrived at the crater. Gamers, buffing me as I go through. We're nearing the home stretch of Kalimdor. We have some questing to do. A rare. Phoenix Ash doesn't matter. Oh, we actually have a quest to do. Oh, I gotta remind myself of this quest. Okay. You did, Timmy. We got the shield. All right, first, where's Gruff? Gruff's down here. We're doing archaeology first. That is the first thing that is redeemed. I am in pain. Let's start by looking at the rare. This is Gruff. A nice gentle giant that happens to have a pair of pants that I need. The Gruff Scale Leggings. He spawns in the southwestern corner. Is corner the right term since this place is a circle? Whatever, he spawns right here. It's around a 3-hour respawn for this fella, so I hope I can get the drop on the first try. Don't forget about me, Hantan. I'm here. Oh, Hantan, we did it. I didn't get his pants. Other than the big guy there, it's just questing, and I feel like you know the drill by now. To start, I went to Fireplume Ridge, killed some elementals, and found some hot rocks. From there, I baited some dinosaurs into a very nice, very friendly, safe pit of spikes, and then it was back to the mountain where I found a goblin named Ringo. He, was a little too tired to walk, so sometimes you had to slap some sense into him. Once Ringo was back, I went to a very colorful crystal cave to get some boxes. After that, I got some tar from some tar monsters who were featured in Season 3, Episode 5 of Scooby-Doo Where Are You? The Tar Monster. I then found Maximilian of Northshire, a self-proclaimed knight. We did some odd jobs for the locals that 100% ended just fine.
Now, cry not, as you fall not to your death, but into the waiting arms of my squire. Off you go now. Before I take my leave, you must be told that it is not by my fault that you lay stretched on the ground, but by the fault of my squire.
Maximilian is a f***ing idiot. I ended my questing with him by throwing a rock at a dinosaur, and thank the Titans, that is over with. The rest of Ungoro was pretty much as you would expect of it. Killed some dinosaurs, stomped out some plants, and I became one with the animals to understand how they live. After all that, it was done. We have concluded the questing of Ungoro Crater. As that was all getting said and done, someone said in my chat that they found Ungoro up on their server, so they invited me over to see if we can get a smasher. I wonder if that's the issue. No, there he is. I see him. I see him. It worked. It worked. We're good. All right, come on. Give me that hammer. Give me that hammer. Definitely in Chromie time. No hammer. I cry. Oh my god. That is up to you, dude. Entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. All right. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Okay. We're holding on. I will accept this as the 30-hour trade. I will accept it then. Okay? That's the only way I'm going to accept it. Oh my god, it's already done. Dude. Feldes, I very much appreciate it. We used up the 30-hour bad luck protection rule. They were okay with giving it to me. They brought me over. I am very appreciative, Feldes. Again, thank you very much for helping me with that. Funny note, the very next day after doing this, I spawned in on this Khalect at that Ungoro guy, and I looted the hammer myself. So that's, don't have any footage of it, but that did happen. But just after I was done with Ungoro, someone else in my chat said they had Gruff up. So I went back to Ungoro. Auntie, I'm doing it. I want to bring him closer to you so you can get a... Oh, you're 90. I got his pants. No shot. No shot. There is no way. It actually kind of fits the manga a little bit. There's no way it just dropped. The second Gruff kill. Oh my god. Oh my god. Auntie, you don't want anything from the raffle tab? I can give you raffle tab. Oh my god. We actually are going to start Silithis now. Well, Auntie, I appreciate it very much. I'm going to bow. I'm going to thank. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate it, Auntie. Thank you very much. Oh my god, I can't believe it actually dropped. Tanaris was finished up around the same time Ungoro was. Not counting the zones from later expansions, Silithis is the final zone for Khalect to conquer before he'll be able to finish up his big quest. I can't believe it. It doesn't even... We are in the end, Knabble. Like, we're literally at the end. It doesn't feel real that I went through all the classic zones and did everything. It doesn't. Auntie got the broom? Nice. It doesn't feel real. Honestly. It honestly does not feel real that I started in Elwyn Forest and over a year of time we did so much, like Elwyn Forest, and then all their zones, Eastern Kingdoms, coming over to Kalimdor, realizing that Kalimdor has some decent stuff. Oh wait, no it doesn't. And then we have to do the big Kalimdor video. All the bits, the jokes, the funny moments, the memes, Cleavers, Quail, Ben, Connor, Frank. Just there's my 2600 source right there. It is the degeneracy, the new friends that we've all made. There's just so much that has happened within this like year and I don't want to say year and a half. It's not quite year and a half, but almost a year and a half, like 15 months, 16 months, somewhere around there. I know we have AQ to do. I know that there's still some stuff to do, but it's been that time. Like, it's so much has changed. Just I know it's just classic, and there's so much more to the game, but just knowing that I hit every zone up. I did everything. I found the zone drops, the rare drops, did every dungeon, gonna by tomorrow do every raid. There's so much that was getting completed. And we actually got a lot of it. Me being sick a bunch of the times. It's actually, you know what? It's extremely fitting. It's extremely fitting because those of you who remember when I first started streaming the Zone Lock Challenge, I was in Nomergon and I was sick and could not get rid of this cough. And now we're back around to me being sick and not being able to get rid of a cough. And when I do AQ, that's it. I did it.
I finished Classic. Not to continue the emotional stuff too much, but honestly, everyone, thank you a ton for just watching and supporting and telling your friends about me. And I have just the challenge, the series. I created this challenge not thinking it's going to do anything, and we got to this point now. I've had the ups, we've had the downs. I made a challenge, had to figure out the rules of the challenge, changed the rules a bunch because I didn't know what was going on. I just kind of winged everything, but we got there. Classic is coming to a close. Silithis doesn't really have a whole lot for me to get. It was like 2 quests, but it was like a chain of quests to get to said 2 quests. It's not really worth watching. The only thing in here that really matters is finishing up AQ and saying that I did pretty much everything. So, let's squish some bugs.
Round 2. Fight!
And that's that. What did Mr. Seathun give me? A belt. And that's Kalimdor. That was everything. Every dungeon, every raid, every quest, every rare, everything was done. Again, I didn't do Ragefire Chasm. I already had it done. We talked about that. But that's it. That was Easter Kingdoms. That was Kalimdor. Classic was done. Kind of. There are a few things I wanted to get done before I moved on to the next expansion. Let's do the Classic Cleanup. Classic Cleanup is a handful of things. It's things that were being worked on and forgot about for one reason or another while I was doing this. Things that got added while I was doing Zone Locked, or things that couldn't be done until way later. This isn't timed, and it's not part of the 53 hours that it took for me to do all of Kalimdor. It's just extra things that I wanted to get done before I moved on. They're not in any particular order, so I'm just going to throw a bunch of stuff at you really quick that I did. The OOX turn-ins.
Salutations. Can I
Turn
help
this
you?
in. Doesn't matter. I'll just pick one.
You have a great day now. Interesting.
Complete quest.
I have gotten the mechanical chicken that I think I had before in the past, and I sold it. One mechanical chicken. There he is. Oh, hold on. I think whole body shrinker will move me down. One mechanical chicken. So you can't say that I haven't gone for any pets at all in Zone Locked. Because I had him set up, I just just one of the few pets I needed. So there it is. One mechanical chicken.
There was also some questing that I had to do on Horde side in STV. Horde Khalect at this point didn't exist, so I didn't have any way of doing them, so I just went and got them done really quick. Same thing for these pale leggings. They're a vendor item that you can get in Swamp of Sorrows, and I think in Orgrimmar, but I got them here. Horde Khalect didn't exist, so I went and got them now. Midnight pre-patch did come out while I was in Kalimdor, so I went and got the 250 Lumber achievement for Classic. The big thing I did during this time was the Family Pet Battler achievements that were added for Classic. There are trainers on Kalimdor and trainers on the Eastern Kingdom. You need to beat them with a full team of level 25 pets that are the same family. The bad part is that you can only fight each one of these trainers once a day. We could beat them only once a day per account. So to do all the families, I spent 10 days in a row doing these dailies. It took me about 2 hours each day to just pet battle. And that is the Pet Battler. Didn't realize the ATT song was going to go off again. But that's Eastern Kingdom's Pet Battler. Said and done. I'm done with pet battles of Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms. I am done. Family Battler of the old world. I did it. It's finally done. There it is. And while I was doing those pet battles, I was also checking Ironforge and Darkshore for their fishing and cooking dailies, as I've never done all of them for their achievements. After doing it in 10 days, and a little after, I managed to get all of them done and getting their big meta achievements tied to those.
So you got
So hold on, Let's Do Lunch counts for Ironforge, but Let's Do Lunch Undercity counts as Darkshore. I don't have Darkshore done, so why did I just get that achievement? I should not have gotten a bunch of lunch, but I got a bunch of lunch. The big meta achievements, though, were a little buggy due to Alliance and Horde and their counterparts, but I did get them all done. That's a promise. They are there. I also did do a lot more attempts at Mega Rares. I ran dungeons. I went for Sprite Darter. I did all that stuff, but they all came up empty. I didn't get a single one. But that's pretty much everything I did. That was the Classic cleanup. There wasn't too much to it, but like I said, it was just things I needed to get done before I moved on. Even though Classic is done, Khalect's journey is not over. New dangers, new zones, and more importantly, new loot are all just beyond that portal. Khalect is heading to Outland. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you not only did you make it to the end of a video, you made it to an end of an expansion. Khalect will now be heading to the Outland. Thank you for everything. It is still mind-boggling that an entire expansion has concluded. So thank you all a bunch for just being here. I really do appreciate it. If your name is on the side here, you are a YouTube member. Thank you for all the support, allowing me to keep doing what I'm doing. And as always, if you like the video, like it. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 30,000 this year. Let's make it happen. We have a Twitch stream, we have a Discord, we have a guild, we have all that jazz. You can find that all down below. So seriously, guys, thank you a ton. Just like, I can't say it enough. Thank you for just all the support. It's a little unreal that Classic is done. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here because I have to go back for going through a whole portal. It's a lot to do. I'm sure you know that. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.